Don't worry, this video is a little bit dark by purpose because I want to talk about the displays of the Lumia 830 and Lumia 930. Now here we go. I just wanted to show you that you always can recognize the 830 by the green color and the 930 by the orange color. But both, as you can see here, are quite the same size, 5 inches display, but very large differences as I will show you. And for that one, the prices are very close together because the 830 at the moment is now available here, at least here in Germany, Europe, for 340 euros without any contract. And the 930 is gone down to 390 euros, so just 50 bucks difference. And this one will be something I would say, think over it, and I will show you the differences that might change your mind. First of all is, let's see how fluently the scrolling process. On the first size, or if you view at the first view, it's kind of the same, but if you are going a little bit slower, like this one here, you will realize that there are some micro things that's not very fluently here, right, on the 930, while the 830 is a little bit more fluent over here. You see these little, I do not know the English term, sorry, but you see and know what I mean. So very astonishing, because on the 930 we have that Snapdragon 800 processor and the 830 just the 400, and we have just 1 gigabyte of RAM, 2 gigabyte, and of course the smaller Adreno, meaning the graphic processors. It's 305 and the 330 here. So normally I would say the 930 should be way better in scrolling and fluent displaying, but no, as you can see here, it's not. That's the first one. Second one is, as you might have heard, I guess that this is totally different technology, because on the left one this is LCD IPS, meaning the pixels are illuminated from the back side, and here on the 930 we have AMOLED, meaning the pixels are glowing by themselves. And here you see the first differences. The 830 is a little bit more bright, both on maximum brightness, and on the right one you see that typical AMOLED things, like it's looking a little bit like violet, a little bit blue, a little bit red, typical color aberrations. And now I'm starting my magnifier here and going a little bit closer so that you can see how the subpixel structure is looking like. Here we have on the 930 that typical diamond matrix we know by several Samsung devices, and on the left that typical LCD red, green and blue subpixels very close together, and that typical subpixel structure. So that's a difference. And you should know that on the 930 we're talking about full HD, meaning 1080 by 1920 pixels, and on the cheap 830 we have just 720 by 1280 pixels, bringing a pixel density of 442 ppi versus 296 ppi. Sounds terrific difference. But now let's look what's the difference in the praxis, in practical life. Okay, you see the different colors resulting on first the colors of AMOLED, as I've shown you, and of course these dark pixels are totally shut down, so they're really black colors, and here that black from that illumination from the backside is almost not totally black, but just a little bit lighter. So you have these typical differences in the dynamics of the picture. You see that very clearly, for example, here on these colors. But coming back to the sharpness, now let's have a look on this OneDrive, and there on that last E of that drive I have my magnifier here at the moment, and now check out this same picture on the 830. I hope you can see that it is on the left side. You have a little bit, you can see on that E some minor pixel structure of that E, where you see the smaller pixels. It's a little bit not that extremely sharp. But again, back on here on the 930, you have to look very, very carefully, even through a magnifier, to see these small differences. And it's the same if you're just comparing, let's say, these pictures over here. It's quite the same if you compare, again, some details. Go here in the middle of that picture and up here, the same. Well, even through a magnifier, it's very hard to tell. But what you can see easily, again, is that typical, you have more contrast, more brighter colors over here. Okay, even if I know this is not typical natural because of that color default problems of that AMOLED screen, nevertheless, I like it more, the colors over here. May that not be totally naturally, but if you do not have that comparison side by side, you wouldn't realize and say, hey, what a bright and colorful picture over here. So maybe this should be a little bit of more interest for some buyers. And especially, and here comes my final point, and that's the thing I wanted to show you. And I choose the settings, because I've seen this is, no, sorry for that, easily to be seen. If I'm going here once in a while, settings, where are you here? Settings, and then we have down here the display going there. First of all, you will see on the 830 that we have that brightness profile in new. This is not available on the 930. Meaning you have here for those three brightness settings, low, medium and high, you now can adjust the brightness by yourself, how dark shall be low and how is the medium, and the brightness. You can choose those different pictures for your settings over here. This is the first one, but I wanted to concentrate you now at the moment. This is going on the same one, on these gray scales here. That's not that in that color, but these arrays over here. You see, this is kind of a dark gray, but when I'm going on my 830 and rotating it a little bit, so going here, still gray, at some point over here, it's getting like some dark blue. So this is something I've never seen in this extreme measurement. Like on here, it's again going gray, blue. I'm trying it to hold it exactly the same. Blue, gray, blue, gray. This is one over here, and this quarter over here, and the same thing if I'm going there on the upper right corner. Till that point over here, you see the same is down there. So meaning this is IPS is good quality nevertheless, but this can't be a dual domain IPS display, meaning that the subpixel structure is optimized for both axes to see, so you wouldn't have these. And again, I want to show you that this is not possible or not to be seen on the 930. I'm trying to hold it in the same direction and then the same angle, so you can see this is not happening here. It's constantly gray, and even if you're watching this picture over here, maybe we have the same one. You can compare this one to what's happening to the display, to the picture quality, not only to the gray scales down there. Then you see the differences, and maybe you now think that you will spend $50 more for the better display, that AMOLED display of the 930 instead of the 830. Just maybe. I wanted to show you the facts. And last of all, of course, there are some differences in the specifications, even if both are almost the same by size, and even the that aluminum frame over here. Okay, the 930 is a little bit more heavy, 164 instead of 151 grams, but you will not measure that by your hand. And it's a little bit thicker, measured down over here in most parts 10.3 millimeters instead of most parts here 9.0 millimeters. All right, but this is something, again, you will not realize if you hold it in your hand. So this is nothing I would put my buying process on it. But something you should know: 10 megapixels, 20 megapixels, meaning you have that typical pure view. I always call it oversampling reduction from 20 megapixels to 5 megapixels. Very great picture quality. Here I have just 10 megapixels, no oversampling, even if Nokia is calling it PureView 2. On the other hand, you have 32 gigabyte internal memory, 16 gigabyte, leaving net round about 25 and 10.5. But you do not have a SD slot on the 930, so you cannot expand your memory. But on the 830, you can not only remove that flap and have removable battery, even if it's supporting out of the box that Qi standard, meaning you have that wireless charging, but you have over here that micro SD slot, so you can expand the internal memory officially totally up to 128 gigabytes. So best case would be a combination, a 930 with a SD slot, but unfortunately this is not possible. So you have to decide, or you might be in the position to decide between the 830 and the 930. And now you know the facts about the display quality and what the differences mean in real life. So I hope I could help you a little bit in your decision with this video. Thanks for watching, and please be so kind to recommend my channel and to subscribe to it. Thanks for that in advance, and take care.